Welcome to the first episode of Technical Sundays. In Technical Sundays, what we'll be doing basically we'll be analyzing the market on what to expect on the week ahead, on maybe two pairs, not more than two pairs. So mostly we will check on what to expect and then whether to hold or what to place a trade. So this is the first video. On the first video, please be patient with me, guys. I'll just say this before I go into the markets. Please be patient with me because it's been a while without doing this, so I'm a little bit rusty. So on the first week, not the first week, it's the first Technical Sunday. This is the Nasdaq Weekly. So what we are looking for, the market has been going up for a long time, for like probably 5 weeks or so. The market has been going up for the longest of time. So right now what we are seeing is an indecision candle on the weekly. What we are seeing is this indecision on the weekly. So what we are looking for is maybe a retrace. The long-term bias is bulls, obviously, on the Nasdaq. So what we are looking for is a retrace to the downside, because we have been going up for the longest of time. Maybe you can try and say this is a trend that goes up of some sort. But we have been going up for the longest time, for 5 weeks. So weekly we have an indecision on the weekly chart. So what we should do is to go down to the daily to go find more structure and see what's going on. Basically I have already entered the retrace because I saw it. So this has been the upward movement. This has been the upward movement on the daily chart. We have been going up, so now we are looking for sells. And I know someone would say, why are you selling when it's still on an uptrend? But I'll explain that later. So we'll go into the 12-hour. This is the reason why I captured that sell and I entered. So on the daily chart, let's go back to the daily chart and try to find a zone that our retrace might we'll put a fib expansion like this. So our zone where we would expect the market to stop selling is that zone, 27,000. It's a zone, guys. It's never the exact price. It's always a zone. So in this zone, it's where we will start looking for buys. So on the 12-hour, when we go down to the 12-hour, obviously you can see that there's not much movement to the upside. So let's start drawing some things. You see this push? It started to be exhausted and this push didn't sustain. So we must get a push to the downside now. So this is what we are to expect this week. And maybe not necessarily just a push downwards, but maybe a slight push, a little bit of retrace, and a full push. That's what we should expect currently. So when I go into the 4-hour to find a much better entry and better structure, you can see clearly, if you understand price action, you can see that the market broke this upward trend. So currently we are going down. Unless we break this downward movement, we are going down. So we might sell up to this level. Remember our level, this level. And remember, the market won't just move down. It will move in a series of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower highs. So that's what we're expecting on the Nasdaq. We're expecting sales. So when the market opens on Monday, which is the 18th of May, this is not advice, this is not financial advice, but I will personally be selling the Nasdaq. I'll be personally be selling the Nasdaq, and I will hold probably for the whole week when the market opens. It depends how it opens. It's either it opens with a gap. If it doesn't open with a gap, I'll sell the Nasdaq. Let me just give you the trade setup. I've already sold, by the way. I've already sold. So this is the trade setup that I see. This is the trade setup that I see on the Nasdaq. So I'll sell and hold probably for the whole week. So when I go into the German 30, my second pay, I've also sold last week. I've sold last week due to seeing the price drop. So I'll just start everything afresh for you guys to see proper. I'll start on the weekly on the German 30. There's a huge upward trend that has been happening that I think a lot of people do not see, but there has been a huge upward trend that's been happening. Maybe you can refine that, yes, like that. Weekly, we have a huge. So our area of interest to buy the market is obviously below here, to respect the trend line. So currently we are in a sell trade. I think you guys can see on the daily that the market is dropping. The market is dropping on the German 30. So we are going to hold the sells, wait for a retest, and then resell again. Let's go back to the drawing board. We're gonna hold the sell, wait for the retest, and continue to sell, then take the buy. And remember, no one can call the market can predict the market for a month on what it will do exactly for the next month, but we can always react according to what we see. And remember, this might not happen, and if this doesn't happen, we'll have a new plan on what to do, but currently we are looking at the sells. So when I go into the 12-hour, like you guys can see that I've already entered the sells. You see, I've already entered the sells because I saw them earlier. This was my entry, and I'm sorry to be a bit late to show you the entries, guys, but you see, we had a nice upward movement and we broke it. So currently we are pushing down. So we don't know how the market will open on Monday. If it's a gap, I don't know what will cause the gap, but this is what we are looking at currently. Maybe if the market does gap, it won't gap with much of a difference. Maybe the gap could be just a few pips to the upside. Okay, as I was saying, guys, the market could if it gaps, it might give us a short gap and continue to go below. So currently we are holding sells. We are selling currently. So these are the two pairs that I'm looking at that I'm gonna sell to this point, which I feel it needs to respect my upward movement, my trend line. So why is my take profit here? My take profit is here because I feel when it gets here, it's gonna retrace and continue to sell. So I want to also capture the retrace of the up movement and then catch the resell. That's why I placed my take profit there. So this week we are selling the German 30 and selling the Nasdaq on my side. I don't know what's someone else's perspective, and remember that this might not happen. We might have something else which may cause us to have a new plan. So thank you for watching this video if you have watched it, and please stay tuned for more videos, and especially the most critical video that I will drop is the psychology video that will be on Wednesday. Yes, I think Wednesday is the correct date to drop it because it's midweek. It's whereby maybe if you have been trading or holding a trade, psychologically you are most likely cracking or you are no longer okay, you know. So these are the two pairs that I'll be trading. The next video will be on Wednesday. Thank you.